On the 49th?
On page 2. On the top, Jesus Rogelio Pedrosa.
Well,
They filed the conference report. We'll tell the jail as soon as they come in that we don't need them out.
okay, I was just gonna, make sure the jail knows.
Yeah. Bye, Cindy. Thank you.
Alma, do I need to make you a co-host?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Alexis Cordova.
Yes.
Malo?
Yes, Cordova.
Oh, Cordova. Christina something. Uh-oh.
Yes, Cristina Rodriguez.
Miss Nieto?
Who?
Is that you, Marcos? Is that
Yes,
you?
ma'am, that's me.
Okay, we can hear you.
Miss Nieto, can you hear me?
She's muted. Or who? He's
Miss
muted. Gabriel Soto Nieto.
Raquel, are you on? Jennifer from the Public Defender's Office? Can you hear me? Or Miss Nieto?
Judge, we're also going to make another announcement on the 49th on page 1.
Which is?
The very first one, Joe Manuel Martinez. We won't need him out. That's Big Earn's case because Joe Manuel Martinez has a murder charge at the 111. So Joaquin will be transferring this case to the 111.
Okay.
Okay?
Mr.
That's
Garcia?
correct, Your Honor.
Big Earn, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Is that all you have or?
Yes. May I be
Okay.
excused?
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Garcia, you're done.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Miss Nieto, can you hear me? Anyone from the Public Defender's Office? I need to talk to Ms. Nieto. Oh, that's Gabriel, I'm sorry, Mr. Nieto.
Sorry about that, Judge. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Nieto, just an FYI,
Uh-huh.
I signed the 2 orders for continuances on Daniel Jose Escobedo and a motion to dismiss as well. So we're going to tell the jail right now not to bring that client up.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
So I mean, unless you have anything else, you're done.
I have one other case, and I don't think it's necessary either to get them out, and unless you want to, if Your Honor would like to hear this, but or a brief explanation on what's happening on page 2 of the 341st docket, Dante Junius Vela.
Okay.
So we pretty much have sort of, it's not really an agreement. He does have a federal violation. So he's going to get picked up by the U.S. Marshals. We just don't know when. The agreement with Mr. Davila from the state is that we sort of work our agreement around from whatever agreement he reaches at the federal courts.
Okay.
So we were going to ask for a status hearing if we can get a status hearing for about 45 days just to see where he is with his federal case.
And that was Dante Vela.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we have to let Raquel, are you on? Who's here for the 341st?
No, Judge, she's not on. Did you want to give him a date in 45 days?
Well, yeah, I need one from her, but I need her to keep track of these folks that we're going to let the jail know not to bring out.
Let me see if I can get in touch with her. Hold on.
Who's the Mr. Davila was the, okay. Mr. Davila, are you present?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davila. Mr.
Good
Davila, Mr. Nieto just said that on Dante Junius Vela, that we're gonna reset for a status in about 45 days to see what the feds do with him. Apparently, they're gonna pick him up.
Yes, Judge, that's the agreement.
All right. So we're gonna inform the jail not to bring him out.
Judge, Raquel's about to log in. I just spoke to her.
What?
I have a question for something, but you already started.
Yeah. Regarding this,
No, but let me tell Raquel to.
she needs to log on. Yeah,
Testing.
there she is. All right.
I let her in, Judge. She's on.
Can you hear me? I'm the court clerk.
Raquel,
Yes, Judge.
okay, when the jail gets on, we need to inform them not to bring out Daniel Jose Escobedo
Okay.
and Dante Junius Vela.
Daniel Escobedo, okay, he has 3 cases.
Yes, he has 3 cases on page 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
And then Vela's on page 2. Make sure we let
yes.
because I'm having to keep track of the 3 courts.
Okay, Judge.
And then the 49th, we already got a couple. All right, the Escobedo motions have been signed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, if I may. Are you taking a group reset at this moment, Your Honor?
Yes, that's what we're going to start off with. Hold on, let me just. Dante Vela, here's the order, but
Testing.
Raquel, just can you give me a reset date in about 45 days on Vela
Yes, Judge. Let me see, hold on.
or status?
July 5th, Your Honor, at 8:30.
July 5th, 8:30. All right.
Testing, can you hear me?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, my docket. Here.
Okay,
Your Honor, I believe, yeah, that's all I have. Maybe excuse.
Ask if
yes, thank you.
take
Thank
my
you, Your Honor.
real quick to
All right.
make the reset.
So, Ms. Brizuela, you had agreed resets. First, tell me which court first. so I can grab the right
It's
number.
for the-
I'm stuck in the 341st in person, so I just wanted to make the quick announcement here, but I don't have the link, so I can.
Yes, Your Honor, it was for the 341st.
Okay.
And my
Who's the
client.
prosecutor?
One.
Paul, but it's not Paul anymore. Paul's not in your court, no?
Yes.
Paul here.
Mhm. But he's not logged in.
He
What
picked up
page?
new charges.
Page 1, Your Honor.
For other stuff.
Mr. Suggs?
Yes, we are here for a status on a competency. He was originally scheduled to see
Better finish
Dr.
that. I'll tell him you're here.
Loomis on May 3rd. They had to reschedule.
When do you want to reset it for?
Just give me
May
30,
25th or
45
May
days
27th.
so that we can get a plea on this one and we'll deal with the other cases he has
You
pending.
want June 8th or? It's Judge Lopez. July 13th,
Give me June.
June
What's
8th.
15th?
Bueno, I June 8th, June 15th, June 23rd.
Let me see, 15th and 23rd.
Let Alma finish and then we'll, she's resetting cases.
23rd.
Ms. Brizuela, are you requesting a reset then?
Yes, for this one, because they weren't unable to perform the evaluation. They're gonna perform it to the last week of May. So 30 days after May 27 will work, Your Honor.
What about July 5th at 8:30?
That sounds fine.
All right, so we're gonna reset that one, Raquel, also. Mr. Suggs, page 1, number 1.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, so make sure we tell the jail when they get logged in here,
Yes.
that one. Alma,
Good.
and which one?
Judge, yeah, on page 1,
Okay,
Edwin Elut Reyes, Joey Tez is here next to me.
yeah, I heard it.
And he's asking for a reset because his client just picked up new charges. That's why he's in custody. So we're gonna give him June 23rd for a final pretrial on this case.
June 23rd,
Mhm.
9:30, you said?
At 1:30, we'll be with Judge Hill.
Oh. With Judge Hale?
Yes, it'll be Judge Hill, June 23rd. At 1:30.
Oh, okay, that's the in custody. Did you get
Yes.
that, Marcos? Okay,
Okay, Judge.
all right.
Thank you.
All right, anything else, Mr. Tejas? You're done, I think.
Testing, can you hear me?
That is
Yes.
the only case I have, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tejas. It was that Miss Reese? Yes, we can hear you good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, we've got the jail here, so let's give them the list here. And the court reporter. Any other cases, Alma? So we'll start with the 49 ones that don't have to be brought out.
No, Judge. Is the jail on? Oh, yeah, the jail is on.
They're logging in right now, so let's let them know. Jail, can you hear us? Second floor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna give you, Mr. Ramirez.
I'm good.
Yes, I'm gonna give you some names that you don't need to bring out.
All right, the resets?
Okay, and this is for the 49th. It'll be Joe Manuel Martinez.
Joe Manuel Martinez, okay?
I don't need him. And then the next, you have our docket there?
Yes.
Okay, and then the next one, Edwin Elut Reyes. I won't need him either.
Okay.
And then the next page, page 2, it'll be Jesus Rogelio Pedrosa. I don't need him out either.
Okay, okay, that's for the 49. Do you want to do the 49 first, miss? Because I have the one set up on the second floor to
Oh,
be-
we're just giving you the people that we don't need.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I don't know if there's another court.
Yeah, the
Yes, that's
340.
341st. I'm sorry, Judge.
Okay, no, I've got the list here. Suggs, Mark Edgar Suggs does not have to be brought out.
Mark and reset, okay.
Daniel Jose Escobedo does not need to be brought out. And Dante Junius Vela does not have to be brought out.
All right.
And, okay, we don't have any agreed resets right now. For the defense counsel, if you have agreed resets that I need to hear about now so that we can take them off the list, agreed resets, anyone from the defense counsel?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Claudia Garcia for the state. I'm waiting for Fausto Sosa to log in, but we did confer on one case in the 341st docket, Kevin Costilla. But I will wait for Mr. Sosa to log in so we can make a joint announcement.
341st, you said?
That was on page 4 of the 341st, the top, Kevin Costilla.
What's the announcement going to be?
We are going to request a reset. We are in the process of finalizing our translations for the defendant's interview. We are currently set for the June 6th trial docket. However, I don't foresee that they'll be ready within the 45 days that we need to file the notice. But I did confer with Mr. Sosa. He is in agreement on a reset, but I'm not sure if I saw him out in the hallway, but I'm not sure if he's here.
No, he is around. Hold on a second. I'm getting a call from the jail. Judge Garcia.
Judge Gonzalez here from pretrial, sir. Good afternoon.
Good up.
Sir, I was notified that there is a document, an order, specifically that the signature is not on there, your judge's signature. It was back from October. I went ahead and submitted the document over to the court appointed judge's queue at your convenience. If you could just review it.
Well, hold on. Let me make sure. What am I going to be looking at?
Oh, it's a match packet. It's a match packet for and it's on the queues. I set it up on the court appointed attorney order judge queue. I can put it anywhere, but that's why I normally put these things where they're after court.
All right, so let me take care of it now because I'm about to start.
Yeah, I was hoping that I would catch you before you get busier.
Okay, I'm signing the court appointment, public defender's office. Was there anything else?
That's it, Judge. Just that one. That's just. I'll go ahead and take it from there. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Apply, and I'm just going to exit, so it'll stay there.
Thank you, sir. I'll take care from here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. So how much time are we looking for a reset on this? Sorry about that. Hello?
Hi, yes, we should have it right 45 days from June 6th. So if we have a July trial setting, Raquel, or August, when?
August.
We have the trial date for July. We have July 11 and August 8.
Yeah, I think the 11th is going to be too quick.
Okay.
So
We'll take the August.
The August, what was the 6th?
The 8th.
August 8th. And is that for final pretrial or for jury selection?
Jury selection, Your Honor. Do you want a final pretrial, Claudia?
Please.
Let me check the July 21st at 8:30.
So we don't need Mr. Kevin Costilla out as well.
I'm sorry, it's going to be July 20th. That's the in custody docket.
Okay.
Your Honor, we won't need Kevin Costilla, correct?
Correct.
All right. We won't need him. Let me reset.
Any other agreed resets? Before we start with the regular docket? It's not too long today. We should be done fairly quick. All right, everyone ready for the regular docket, I guess?
Yes, Your
Okay.
Honor. Yep, this is the interpreter present.
Good afternoon. Okay, we're ready with the jail whenever you guys are ready.
Your Honor, from the 49th, Miguel David Cos. Spanish reading.
The court calls 2021 CRH 932 D1 State of Texas versus Miguel David Cos. Mr. Cos, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Do you have the plea there, Judge?
Yes, I have a copy.
Okay.
I do need to talk to the prosecutor. Ms. Hernandez, are you present?
Joe Rodriguez for the state judge. I'm handling Ms. Hernandez's cases.
Okay, I have a plea package. The only thing that was missing was the signature from the DA's office, so I'm assuming we can proceed. According to what I have, the offer is 10 for 10.
Yes, Judge. I believe there should be a copy e-filed with my signatures.
Oh, okay. Well, then
And I know it's Mr. Sosa's case. I'm not sure if he's here yet. He had just dropped it off a few minutes ago.
he's lurking around the courthouse here. So he dropped the copy off to me about 10 minutes ago, so I know he's around. Alma, did we set up a camera in the well of the court?
No, not. I don't. Let me check, Judge, but Fausto's not here.
I mean, he's physically in the courtroom.
Your Honor, just for the court's record, we don't have it on file.
Well, it probably hasn't been processed, but I mean, either side can object if the copy I have is not the corrected agreement. Mine's a little faded. I see here that he's going to plead out to the lesser included offense of robbery. Is that still a felony one?
It'd be a 2, Judge, so it's not aggravated.
Yeah, it's just, my copy is very light. Felony 2.
Judge, I'm calling him. He's not around here. Let me call him. Let me see if he answers.
Please leave your message.
I mean, if he's in the building, there's no reason why he can't join me here in chambers. Who is the officer there at the jail, Ramirez?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're ready to go with Mr. Koss. Is there any way we can bring him out in about 10 or 15 minutes? Is that going to be a problem?
No, Your Honor, we're on standby until y'all say so.
Well, let's move on and then we'll come back to Mr. Koss. Your attorney's around here somewhere. We just can't get him on. So we're going to take up some other cases and you'll be back in about 15 minutes.
Judge, just tell the jail also not to bring out Couture because he's also his. I can't find him. The security is going to be looking for him, see where they can find him somewhere. But Andre Jean Couture's también is Fausto's.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, he will be on the 3rd. Right now, we're on the 2nd.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
All right, put him outside and bring in the next one, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect.
Your Honor, we have Carlos Yan Chavez, 406.
It's on page 2 and 3, Your Honor.
The court calls 2019 CRG 774D4 and 2020 CRF 21-2D4, the state of Texas versus Yan Carlos Chavez. Mr. Chavez, do you understand English?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chavez.
Afternoon, Mr.
Mr. Hernandez, I saw you. There he is. How you doing?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is a plea to 2 cases, and all of the cases that Mr. Chavez has. So the packets have been signed, the fingerprints have been done, and so they should be on file,
Yes.
ready to go.
Yes, I do have both of them.
Yes, Judge, and it's Cassandra Lewis for the state on this case,
All
on
right.
both cases.
All right, are we ready to proceed then?
Yes.
Mr. Chavez, based on what your attorneys just told me, I understand that you're going to enter into a plea today on 2 cases?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, before we do that, I have to ask you to raise your right hand to be sworn in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, you may lower your hand. Thank you.
Okay, is your true and correct name Yan Carlos Chavez?
Yes, sir.
And you're here with your attorney, Mr. Hernandez. Have you had enough time to talk to him about your case and ask him questions about what your rights are in relation to both cases?
Yes, sir.
Have you been satisfied with the services Mr. Hernandez has provided?
Yes, sir.
And is there anything that I need to know about that prevents you from understanding what is happening here today?
No, sir.
Mr. Hernandez, is your client do you believe your client to be competent to go forward with trial today?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Chavez, I have 2 plea packages in front of me, and basically, it looks like you'll be pleading out to 2 felony counts, 2 counts of felony, 2 counts, a felony 3, and a family violence class A, 2 counts. Well, not 2 counts, 2 class A misdemeanors, counts 2 and 3. Before we go forward with this, there are certain rights that you have that according to your prepackage, you've signed and you're waiving. I'm going to cover a few of those here to make sure you understand which rights you're giving up if we go forward today. The first right that you have is that you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to plead guilty. You have a right to have a jury hear your case and assess your punishment. Do you understand that you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Also, You have the right, if there are witnesses and evidence against you, you have a right to confront those witnesses and ask them questions at trial. If we go forward, do you understand that you're giving up these rights as well?
Yes, sir.
Additionally, if I go along with this agreement and I sentence you along the lines of the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, you cannot complain about that punishment later unless you get special permission from this court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Also, I have to ask everyone this question. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay. And again, even though you're telling me that you are a U.S. citizen, I have to tell everyone that if you are not a U.S. citizen and you plead guilty and are found guilty of an offense, that you run the risk of being deported, you could be denied re-entry, and you could be denied the right to become a U.S. citizen. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Is that the actual?
The cost. This is the cost, the cost.
Oh, that's the one that's signed.
Yeah, he already knows it.
And he's logged in? Okay. Sorry about that, Mr. Chavez. Also, Mr. Chavez, I'm required to admonish you about the maximum punishment associated with the charges filed against you. For a felony 2, the maximum punishment is a term of 2 to 20 years in a state prison and a fine not to exceed $20,000. For a felony 3, the maximum range of punishment is 2 to 10 years with a maximum fine of $10,000. And for a Class A misdemeanor is a term of 1 year in a county jail with a fine not to exceed $4,000. Do you understand that?
I'm already on the system.
Mr. Falso, just a minute, Mr. Salso. Mr. Chavez, did your attorney explain that to you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let him mute, Mr. Sosa.
everything's done on all of them. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Sosa, we can hear you. Can you mute yourself? Mr. Chavez, did your attorney explain to you the maximum punishment and fines associated with these charges against you?
Yes, sir.
In understanding all of this and the rights that you're going to waive, do you still want to go forward with your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Hernandez, does the defense waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do. Both of them.
Okay, so Mr. Chavez, we're going to go through this as to the first count on cause number 212D4, indecency with a child, felony 2. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And as to count 2, also felony 2, indecency with a child, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
As to the counts in cause number ending in 774D4, assault on a household or family member, impeding breath, felony 3, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And as to count 2, which is assault causing bodily injury, family violence, Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And as to count 3, Class A misdemeanor, interfering with an emergency call, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty to all these offenses?
No, Your Honor.
And aside from the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, has anyone promised you anything else for pleading guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you're accepting responsibility for all these offenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I have in front of me 2 plea packages, Mr. Chavez, and they appear to have been signed by you. Did you sign these after conferring with your attorney, Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he explain to you the contents of the 2 plea packages?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the state offering?
Yes, Judge, the state offers stakes exhibit number 1 and 2 for each of the cases.
No objection, Judge.
States 1 and 2 on both cases will be admitted. And let me just write in states at 1. States 1 and 2 on both cases has been admitted. Mr. Chavez, based on your testimony and the evidence before the court is going to find you guilty of the following offenses: felony 2, indecency with a child, and count 2 also same charge, indecency with a child, felony 2. On the second case, assault on a household or family member, impeding breath, felony 3, count 1. And the 2 misdemeanors, assault causing bodily injury, class A misdemeanor, and interfering with an emergency call, also class A misdemeanor. I find that your pleas have been made willingly and voluntarily. Is there anything we need to cover before moving on to sentencing, Mr. Hernandez?
No, Your Honor, other than there's another case that the district attorney is not going to prosecute. I don't, well, yeah, that's.
Yes, Judge, the case is SV 21-07283, and we are in agreement for all the cases to run concurrent.
Yes, and of course, and so you know, Mr. Chavez, the court is going to approve the agreement you have with the state of Texas regarding sentencing. On the cause number ending in 212D4, the punishment will be assessed at 4 years to serve in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The defendant will be given credit for time served, and the court is also going to approve the state's recommendation for a lifetime protective order for the victim in this case. Are there any attorney's fees?
I'm not sure, Judge. I was appointed. So.
Yes, for case number 2020 CRF 212D4, there are attorney's fees for $500 and court costs of $725. And for case number 2019 CRG 774D4, it's $500 attorney fees and $975 court costs.
All right, I'll get to that here in a second. Before, as indicated, this case will run concurrent with the following case ending in 774D4. Mr. Hernandez, the court is going to waive the attorney's fees and court costs on the second case, and punishment will be assessed at 4 years to serve at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Also, 1 year to be served in county jail for the 2 misdemeanors. As indicated, the 2 cases will run concurrent. The time will run concurrent, credit for time served on both of these. And the court has noted, as indicated, that the prosecution will not accept for prosecution case number SV 21-7283. Anything further? Any questions, Mr. Chavez?
I was here on 2019 for the same. Would I get credit for that too?
Yeah, you're going to be given credit for both for time served on both cases.
No, I mean, I was in 2019. I was arrested for the same thing, and then right now I know I have like a year and 3 months of credit, and then it was like 5-6 months on 2019. I don't know if I'm gonna get credit for that.
I don't know if they have the calculations, but I mean, I've just ordered that you be given credit for everything for time served. So The jail usually works that calculation out, and your attorney will know how to check that.
Yes.
Okay, but this time counts too, the year and 3 months that I've been here.
Yes, I'm that for sure, but I'm not sure what you're telling me about 2019 though.
Judge, he was arrested in 2019 for this case, and then he was, we were going to court. Then he was capious, so then he was back in custody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Thank you, Cassandra.
All right, anything further then from either side?
Not on this case, Judge.
All right,
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Hernandez, Mr. Rios, and good luck, Mr. Chavez. Hopefully your time will pass quickly.
Thank you.
Attorneys are excused.
He can be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, he's excused.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, if you can tell them they can bring back costs
Oh, yes.
before they change.
All right. Yeah. So,
Your Honor, apologies, sir. He had one final question.
Sir, about speed chain, who do I talk to? Is it can you make that happen, or
about what?
speed chain, to get to be sent faster speedy chain, or what is it called?
Speed chain? I'm not hearing correctly. Am I?
Yeah, that's something like that is called, like
Did he get time to serve?
Yeah, he got time to serve.
Well, he's talking about la cadena. Que cuando se...
La cadena, yes.
Yeah, that's the jail. We don't have no control over that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, TDC, yeah, depending on where they are on their protocols, will determine when they can accept you, but you'll remain in Webb County until then.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Sosa, I think we're ready to go on Mr. Koss.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I couldn't find a place to so I came to the office.
All right, so the court is recalling 2021 CRH 932 D1, the state of Texas versus Miguel David Koss.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Koss, according to the representations of your attorney, he says that you're going to plead out today. You're going to make a plea?
Sure.
Okay, the first thing I have to do is ask you to raise your right hand so you can be sworn in.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, I hope you got?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Lower your hand.
Is your true and correct name Miguel David Koss?
Yes, sir.
And you're here with your attorney, Mr. Fausto Sosa. Have you had enough time to ask him questions about your case? Has he explained to you what's going to be happening here today?
Yes, sir.
And have you been satisfied with the services he's provided?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that I need to hear about that prevents you from understanding what's happening today?
No, sir.
And Mr. Sosa, do you believe your client is competent to go forward with trial today?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Mr. Koss, I have in front of me the plea package, which I think you signed today. And in this, there's an indication to me that you're waiving certain rights, and I'm going to cover a few of those right now to make sure you understand which rights you're giving up, or some of the rights you're giving up today. And the first is that you don't have to plead guilty today. You have the right to remain silent. You also have a right to have a jury hear your case and a jury assess your punishment. Also, if there are witnesses and evidence against you, you have a right to ask those witnesses questions at trial and confront the evidence against you. If we go forward today, do you understand that you're giving up this right?
Yes, sir.
Also, if I go along with the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, and I punish you along the lines of the agreement that you have, you cannot complain about that punishment later to a higher court unless you get special permission from this court. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Also, I have to ask everyone this question. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, sir.
And even though you're telling me that you are a US citizen, I still have to tell everyone, if you are not a US citizen, pleading guilty could subject you to deportation, denied reentry, and denied the right to become a US citizen. Do you understand that?
Sure.
Also, I have to admonish you about the full range of punishment that someone could receive if they are found guilty of a felony 2 in the state of Texas. The maximum punishment is a term of 2 to 20 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and a fine not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Knowing all these things, do you still want to go forward with your plea of guilty today?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sosa, does the defense waive formal reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
Mr. Cos, as to, is it count one? Count one of the,
Lesser included offense.
yeah, as to count one, the lesser included offense of robbery, a felony 2, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
And aside from the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, has anyone promised you anything else?
No, sir.
Are you pleading guilty because you are accepting responsibility for that offense?
Yes, sir.
I have in front of me, Mr. Cos, the plea package that you signed, marked that states exhibit number 1. Did you sign this document with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he explain to you the contents, the information in here?
Yes, sir.
And is the state offering states exhibit 1 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers states 1.
No objection, Your Honor. No objection. No objection from the defendant.
States 1 is admitted. Mr. Cos, based on your testimony and the evidence before the court is going to accept your plea of guilty as to the felony 2 lesser included offense of robbery. I find that your plea of guilty has been made freely and voluntarily. Is there anything that we have to cover before proceeding to punishment?
Not from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Cos, the court is going to has accepted your plea, found you guilty, and I'm also going to approve the agreement that you have with the state of Texas, which is that your punishment will be assessed at 10 years in the state prison, but it will be probated for 10 years. The court is also going to approve the request that you complete a course in thinking positive and 2 hours of community service. ATC is?
It's the anti-theft course, Judge, and it's 200 hours of community service.
The court also will approve the anti-theft course. Any fees and court costs in this case?
350 attorney fee, 325 court cost, and a $50 local crime stopper fee.
And that will be approved. Anything further, Mr. Sosa?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cos, any questions about what just happened?
No, sir.
All right, good
Your
luck.
Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I need you to report to probation. When do you want him to report?
Your Honor, if he is released before I process him, if he can report the following day in the morning, and if I can please have a telephone number where we can reach him.
Do you have a number where they can reach you, Mr. Cos?
It's 956-235-1923.
All right.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Cos, just so you know, I'm going to be signing off on the plea package, and it'll be submitted today. I don't know that the jail will get it and process you out today. So it may be tomorrow morning when you're released. Okay. If you get released tomorrow morning, you have time. You need to go by probation. All right. Any questions?
Sir.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Costa. Stay out of trouble.
That's all I have. May I be excused?
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Are you at the airport? Are you going somewhere?
No, Judge. I just that was the only case I had pending.
Well, it sounded like there was an airplane in the background.
Oh, I'm not sure what that was.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Your Honor, from the 406, Antonio de la Torre.
Page 6, Your Honor.
The court calls 2021 CRH 1043 D4, the state of Texas versus Antonio de la Torre Jr. Mr. Sosa,
Yes, Your Honor, present.
oh, here it is. They just brought it to me. Okay.
It's a 6-for-6 probation, Your Honor, with 45 days to serve as a condition, which he already has served, and thinking for a positive change course and 250 hours of community service.
That's what I'm showing. Okay, let me get Mr. De La Torre. Mr. De La Torre, do you understand English?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so your attorney's advising me that you're going to enter into a plea of guilty today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so can I ask you to raise your right hand and be sworn in, please?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is your true and correct name Antonio de la Torre Jr.?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're here with your attorney, Mr. Fausto Sosa. Have you had enough time to talk to him about your case and about what's going to happen here today?
Yes, I spoke with him today, but I had a question.
Oh, now's the time. Go ahead.
Was it all counts included on the plea?
All what?
It's because there wasn't no, how many counts is it? Like in the plea? Like, because there was more than one felony. Only one count. He's only pleading to one count, Your Honor.
It's not marked on here. Let me just, for clarity, put it, which count is he pleading guilty to?
Count one.
Count one. And the other counts are being dismissed?
That is correct, Your Honor. They're going to be, they're not going to be prosecuted. They're going to be abandoned.
How many other counts were there? Are we just, if you know? Okay, we'll get to that in sentencing. So, Mr. De La Torre, in answer to your question, yes, you had several charges against you. You'll be pleading guilty to count one, which is a felony 2. And my understanding is that the agreement is going to be that any other counts will be dismissed or not prosecuted. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just for the record, on this case, there's only one count.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's only
Exactly what I told you.
okay. There's only one count. In this case, you only have one count. There are no other charges.
There may be other charges that are all going to be disposed as a result of this plea.
What, in other cause numbers? Because I'm not seeing that.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know the cause numbers. They may not have been indicted yet, Your Honor. They may be in the preliminary section. But this deal encompasses everything he has up to date.
Who's here for the district attorney's office?
Good afternoon, Judge Ana Garza for the state.
Ms. Garza, I mean, are there other pending booking number cases that are going to be dismissed?
Not based on this, the agreement, Judge.
Mr. Sosa?
Have they been, Karen, have they been filed?
I'm not sure, Judge. I'm not sure if they've been assigned to someone, but not with me. I don't have cases with him and they weren't included as part of this agreement.
They were or they weren't? They were.
They were not, or I'm not sure if you spoke to the other prosecutors, but it's not on the plea package yet.
It's not, I don't, Mr. Sosa, yeah, I'm looking at the plea package. There's no reference to any other causes of action. I mean, excuse me, any other
Any
cases?
other cases? Yes, Your Honor. I need to get this plea. We need to plead it out, Your Honor. I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anything in the Odyssey.
Well, Mr. Sosa, I mean, I think that
You want to just,
I mean, my concern is more for your client and complaints that he may have since we brought it, I mean, he's brought it up and you brought it up as well, that there were other charges that were not going to be accepted for prosecution.
and the state is telling me that there may be other attorneys. As of the filing of this case, I didn't see anything.
Mr. Sosa, I hope you're not eating.
No, I wish.
Oh, I thought, okay.
I am drinking a soda, Your Honor.
But can I have his date of birth so I can look him up?
02/26/1989.
2/26/89?
99.
99.
99. And what's his full name?
Antonio de la Torre Jr.
Okay, let me look him up, Judge.
Your Honor,
Hold
the
on.
Odyssey has some cases with L1, L2, and D1, Your Honor.
Yes, I think he has a case with us. Hold on, let me. Can I have that cost number for D1, please?
2021 CRH 1087 D1. And there's another one.
Judge, that one, the D1 is set for Friday and it's set for a plea.
You represent him on?
Yes, Judge, he does.
Yes. That's your case, no? At the 49th?
Yes, I mean, so.
Can we get a quick?
Look, I think it's going to be best, yeah, to clarify this because clearly your client's under the impression that this was going to be dispositive of all the other cases. So Judge Lopez has an in custody on Friday?
No, he was set for Friday. I don't know why we set him up on that day, but obviously we need to set him up on the in custody on the 26th. Well, he was set for a plea at 11 o'clock, and yeah, we will zoom him in on Friday.
This Friday?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Sosa, why don't you talk to your client and the prosecutors and see if they're willing to have the two cases run concurrent. I'm not going to ask the DA right now.
Dismiss it.
because it's a different, it looks like it's a different ADA.
All right, Your Honor. That's fine.
Well, I think more for your protection as well.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Great.
Mr. De
And
La
he,
Torre?
and he also has L1 cases, right?
Well, you were the one looking them up. I heard you. mention-
No, the clerk told us, Judge.
Oh, okay. So that'll give Mr. Sosa, you've got 2 days to sort this out. for
Your
Mr.
Honor, if I may, Marco with the 406 District Court, he does have multiple cases pending, Your Honor. I think it would be best for us to reset it for another in custody docket, May 26th before Judge Hale at 1:30.
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, let's do that then. And this is.
Hey, Judge, so you want to set them all up for that day, even ours? Because he won't be ready for the plea, I don't think so.
No, yeah, that's probably gonna be best.
Okay.
So what was the date? May 26th?
May 26th, Your Honor, at 1:30.
Before Judge Hale.
Right. And as far as the district court cases, all of them will be set on that date.
Have you guys done multiple?
I'll hand you back the plea package on this one. I mean,
Yes, sir.
it may change a little bit
Okay.
between
Okay,
now.
Judge.
All right. All right, sorry about that, Mr. De La Torre. So your attorney's gonna have about 8 days to sort this out, and you'll be back with Judge Hale with all the cases that you have pending, and that way you have a clear understanding as to the effects of your plea, okay? All right. Thank you, Mr. De La Torre, and good luck, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything further, Mr. Sosa?
Excuse me?
Anything further?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Okay, you'll have to wait then.
Okay.
No Doritos while you wait. All right.
Pasa nada.
Who do we have next on the second floor?
Oh, Your Honor, I was on mute. Apologies, sir. The last one we had was Mark Edgar Suggs, but he was reset. So if I could just have 5 minutes to run up to the third to get the next batch of inmates.
You got it. Okay, so 5-minute break, everyone, so we can get the jail back.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Notice.
Your Honor, can I make a quick announcement?
Sure, what do you got, Mr. Salinas?
On the first page of the 406 docket, Jose Alberto Salinas Jr.
The 406. Okay,
That case was transferred to the 49th and has already been accepted. And so they don't need to bring him out. He's not on the docket for the 49th today. I believe he's set for court on the 8th of June over there in the 49th.
okay,
That's Jose Alberto Junior Salinas.
correct.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Go ahead, have a seat.
Who do we have?
Your Honor, 406, Ricardo Rocha Jr.
All right, is everyone back?
Page 3 and 4, Your Honor.
All right. All right, let's get started again. The court calls 2021 CRO 1047 D4 and 2020 CRD 2050 D4, the state of Texas versus Ricardo Rocha Jr. Good afternoon, Mr. Rocha. Buenas tardes. ¿Entiende inglés?
Sí.
Okay. Who's here for Mr. Rocha? Mr. Salinas, is it yours?
I believe our office was appointed, Your Honor.
Okay, and
I believe one is an MTR arraignment, the other one's a regular arraignment, Your Honor.
correct. All right, let's go ahead and let's start off with the regular arraignment, 1047 D4. Mr. Rocha, you're here for arraignment on the charge of a violation of protective order and a Class A assault. So I'm going to ask your attorney if he has an announcement for you. Mr. Salinas, what's the announcement?
Yes, Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Rocha pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our next court dates, Your Honor.
Informal set for July 6th, Your Honor, at 2 p.m.
All right. And on the second cause of action ending in 2050, motion to revoke. On two pending causes of action. Do you have an announcement for your client on the motion to revoke, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Rocha pleads not true to the conditions alleged. We waive the reading of the state's motion and we request a final hearing date, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor, both cases will be set for July 6th at 2 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rocha, we'll see you here back on the 6th of July at 2 p.m. Good luck, sir.
Yeah. Your Honor, from the 49th, Andre G. Courtois. It's French.
Courtois, yes.
For the record, Fausto Sosa, I represent him, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Again, Mr. Sosa, For some reason, I thought this was being reset, but are we?
No,
doing-
no, no, no. It's gonna be, the state is gonna withdraw the motion to revoke. And that it's already been pled at 111 today, early this morning at 11 o'clock. And part of the deal in that case was that this case was going to be, they were going to remove the
Motion to revoke?
motion to revoke, yes, Your Honor, and conclude him unsatisfactorily.
Okay, so hold on. Yeah. All right, so the court calls 2018 CRM 1425 D1, the state of Texas versus Andrew Jean Coutois. Mr. Thompson, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm going to look into it and I'll submit a motion to withdraw the MTR once I verify that, Your Honor.
Okay, so I guess we can, Marco, can we just take it off the docket for now then? Or do we need to set it for a status?
It's mine, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Alma, yes.
Okay, we'll just reset it again for next week and to check. We'll set it up for a status hearing.
Okay.
May 26 at 1:30.
Alma, the only problem by doing that is that he was going to be released today from custody.
Well, we can't do it until Mr. Thompson says it's okay to withdraw the MTR.
Miss Falcon is the one who signed the paperwork this morning.
Who's Miss Falcon?
Barbara Falcon?
She's the latest drug prosecutor, Alma.
Oh.
She'll also be in the 49.
So what do we do, Paul?
I'm going to look into this today and I'll submit a motion today if necessary. However, if she's already submitted a motion to for
Hold on a second. Mr. Fausto Sosa, you are eating. This is not going to be acceptable.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Make sure.
Judge, Judge, we'll still set it up for the 26th just for a status hearing. If he's gone, he's gone.
Well, if they submit, okay.
Yeah, if they submit the motion to withdraw, well, that's fine.
Okay, well, I guess make sure it finds its way to me. I'll be here for a while in the morning for sure. Okay, so that Mr. Coutois, if he's going to be released, can be released.
Your Honor, if I may, I just want a clarification. So will we be informed if the MTR is withdrawn? The defendant's case expired in April, so we'd like to know where he stands.
That's why the judge said that he's going to be disposed of, and like he finished his probation unsatisfactorily. That was a ruling from the court. If you look at the notes from Judge Knott's in court, you'll see that.
Do you have the case number for that case?
That would be 2021 CRL 836 D2.
There's no notes inputted as for today.
Well, they said we did it like at close to 12, 11. That's fine.
Well, Your Honor, I will look into this immediately after today's docket and I'll
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thompson. All right, well, we'll get it squared away, Mr. Sosa.
Okay.
All right, All right, Mr. Couture, it'll get sorted out. You should be released soon. I guess they'll get me the documents here before 5. All right, take care. All right, anything further?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused.
Mr. Thompson, do you want us to wait for you to submit that motion for us to prepare a dispo?
I'm gonna look into it and I will submit something today. Unless it's already been submitted for me.
Your Honor, from the 341st, Pedro Mendiola.
It's on page 4 and 5, Your Honor.
Court calls 2020 CRD 1530D3 State of Texas versus Pedro Mendiola, and also on 2020 CRK 1730D3 State of Texas versus Pedro Mendiola.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Mayra Rizuela with the Public Defender's Office. I represent Mr. Mendiola. He was KPS back on July 8, 2021. I was not handling the case at that time. So if I can ask the court for new pretrial dates so that I can speak to my client and we can file the appropriate motions if needed, Your Honor.
Raquel?
How much time is Brizuela?
If I can get 45 days, Ms. Carrillo.
July 5th will be okay?
Yes, for a regular pretrial, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
July
Yes.
5th at 8:30 a.m.
And Your Honor, I don't know if at this time we can request a reasonable bond for Mr. Mendiola.
When was he arrested?
I show here that he was arrested on April 27th of 2022.
Does the state have a position on this? Is this a felony, state jail felony?
Judge, we'd ask for a reasonably high bond, considering he's been capious for almost a year and he's got 2 cases.
Mr. Mendiola, what was the reason you didn't show up last year?
The reason was because I was actually I tried to suicide. They sent me to a halfway house. I go to HMR border region, and I had to be taking my meds. And that time I wasn't taking my meds, and I tried to suicide. And they sent me to a halfway house. I was there for Annalis, Texas. I was in Ellis for for 3 months, and then I got out and I went to a church that is here in Laredo, but they just opened it, and I was there for 3 more months, and I tried to take my ID because I tried to do my things right, and that's when I got arrested. When I didn't know I had KPS or none of that. I wasn't aware of what's going on.
Mendiola. Where do you live now?
Right now, I was in a church, like a halfway house. It's called with the pastor Iraq Reyes, but they opened a new place, and I was there, but it was only for 3 months, so I went back to border to where I stay, and it's a place where people that they don't have home at the centro.
Did you work?
No, I wasn't working. I was just in the streets, but I was trying to do I was trying to be okay with my family, but that's when I got arrested. When I tried to take out my ID, I didn't know I had a APS or none of that.
Just for the record, he's in there for these two cases and other cases.
Yeah. Look, Mr. Mendiola, I normally try to do what I can. But
I was staying at Bethany House.
yeah, I don't. This is a 341st. I'm going to do. I'm going to deny the request for bond right now, Ms. Brizuelas, but what I would urge you to do is to take up the matter again with Judge Palomo on the 5th, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, will do.
All right. All right. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Mendiola. I'm denying the request for bond, but it will be taken up again on the 5th, okay? All right, good luck, sir.
Sir, Your Honor, from the 49th, 49, Juan Alberto Lopez.
Court calls 2020 CRL 1101D1, the state of Texas versus Juan Alberto Lopez.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I represent Mr. Lopez.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, Your Honor. Today, I think it's a status. I believe that Mr. Lopez, we made contact with the drug court, and I think he was accepted. I believe that's really what we needed to let the court know, because I think he's ready to come out.
So do you need to, do we set you for a plea? Is that going to be part of a plea agreement or?
No, Judge, this was an MTR.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't show here. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes. And I guess he's going to go back to MTR. I don't have the ADA's name here, but
Paul Thompson for the state, Your Honor.
Is he's being accepted for the first time, or he's being re-accepted? Do you know?
No, Your Honor. I believe he's getting accepted. However, I think that the question was whether he could be inpatient or outpatient. And given his circumstances, I believe that we asked that the court name him or order him to go to no ICF. Basically, it's he shows up. I don't know that it's it's not an inpatient or anything.
Well, no, he's going to be a participant in the drug court program.
Yeah.
But he's not starting off by going to long-term, but he needs to understand that I mean, if he continues to test positive and doesn't meet all the requirements, all the obligations that are going to be asked of him, that he could end up in long-term. I mean, normally it's short-term first, but
right. And I think that he's already. I mean, we've already made contact with the drug court, and I think everything is ready for him to start.
Okay, well, I mean, just so long, yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, it's a progressive thing, but you know, he'll be given the chance to work the program, and if he does, he stays out. You know, he's free.
Yes.
So just so he understands that. Okay.
Judge Palomo's last hearing, she placed him on probation for 5 years, Judge, on this MTR, because he was adjudicated.
So why is it on? Oh, and so why the status hearing was what? Was that part of the agreement that he be admitted?
Yes.
Qualified?
Yes.
I believe that I think that the ADA wanted him to serve ICF and go to inpatient type of facility. But given his family issues with his kids and having nobody to take care of them, we requested that he be placed somewhere else, not inpatient.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
Yes, Your Honor. He was supposed to be evaluated by DCP, and then if accepted, he was going to be released upon the evaluation. So once DCP has cleared him, then we're ready to release him so he can cooperate and be a part of the program. I would just suggest that perhaps he be released to the DCP docket so that he can be orientated and then everything runs smoothly. I'm not sure when the next DCP docket is, though, but you're within your discretion. As long as the court ordered, as long as he's been evaluated by them, then he can be released.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know they staff their cases every week, and we have the regular drug court docket is for Tuesday. So, Mr. Lopez?
Yes.
Judge, if I may, it says to be held as to referring defendant to inpatient or outpatient. That's the choice he gave him.
Well, he can start off as an outpatient. If he doesn't, like I said, meet his obligations under that, which includes random drug testing fairly frequently, he could end up in a long term, and that's part of the progressive sanctions. I mean, but he will, there's normally I don't see the reason why we wouldn't give him an opportunity to start the program as an outpatient, not as an out participant, because again, if he starts to test positive for any substances, some of the early sanctions include jail time, and then short-term rehab, and then long-term if that doesn't work. So, I mean, it's about a year-long process. And so if he relapses during that time, there's no limit during that time where the court can order him to long-term.
Yes, Your Honor, maybe hard to further clarify. What the court wanted is if DCP accepted him, then he was going to be a part of that program. If they rejected him, he was going to go to long-term in standard.
So he's been accepted, and so he'll be accepted.
If he's been accepted, then he should be released, yes.
Sir, I already had court with the drug court yesterday, and he said I was approved already. He was waiting for this court so that he could. I think he said to sign the papers to get released, but I already got a proof of it.
Okay, and you'll have to appear before me. I'm the presiding judge for the drug court program, so you'll get a chance to talk to me a little bit longer later. So, so what do we need to do right now to allow Mr. Lopez to get out, I guess?
I think that what we wanted to do is just verify whether or not DCP had made a decision or not. And then once they've made a decision to release him to work or to send him off to long-term right then and there.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
Christina Hernandez for the probation department. The defendant was accepted to DCP as of May the 9th.
Okay. Mr. Lopez, did he give you a new date to report for orientation?
Just get it while I get released. Like he just told me to get released and to report that they get released.
Do you have a telephone number where they can reach you?
Yes.
What is that number?
956-480-5573.
5573?
Yes. 480-5573.
Okay, then we'll allow Mr. Lopez to get out. Now, Mr. Lopez, today's Wednesday. Okay, and I'll be at the drug court on Tuesday, and I'm going to check to see you have until before Tuesday to report for orientation. And they'll align you. If you do not show up for orientation by Tuesday, what they'll do is they'll issue a bond lift for me to sign, which means you'll end up back in jail, okay? And I know you don't want that. So you need to get your mindset, and whatever demons and substances, you need to start getting clean, because you need to understand that if you can't stay clean, one of the sanctions is that I send you to long-term as being a participant in the drug court program, okay? But you're going to be allowed to work the program as a free man, right? You're given that opportunity, but you need to take advantage of it, okay? All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that, Mr. Lopez. It's a good program. The people there are good. They're going to help you. Okay, all right.
Your Honor, can we get a reset date for the status?
Miss Martinez?
How much time for the status?
Usually they give them 6 months or so. It's a long program.
Oh,
Or we don't, I guess he's on probation, so we don't really need a status.
yeah, he's on probation.
Yes.
Record, the MTR will be withdrawn?
Yes, we're requesting that, well, I guess,
Yeah, the court orders that the motion to revoke be with.
Your Honor, maybe heard, I believe he was found guilty. That was the.
Oh, that's right. No,
Yeah.
Judge, I'm getting it confused with the other case I'm having visions of Mr. Sosa. No, Mr.
Yeah, because he was placed on probation for 5 years.
So yeah, we don't need to do anything. I've already told him he needs to report for orientation before Tuesday.
Okay.
So we're good. So as far as the disposition, Mr. Lopez is to be released.
That is correct.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Lopez, and I'll be seeing you in a few days.
All right, thank you.
But Judge, is the MTR withdrawn and we start new, or how does that?
No, it was already finalized by Judge Lopez.
Okay.
But maybe heard, Your Honor, just as a point of clarification, it was finalized by Judge Palomo.
Palomo.
Okay.
Okay. Judge,
Right.
that's all the 49th has.
Okay. Well, then anyone from the 49th associated with the 49th, you're dismissed.
Alma, I have one arraignment from the 49th. It is Patiño. Gloria.
No, she's not set for today.
That's for the 406, Your Honor.
I have on the 406 docket.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Apologies, was there any dismissals?
Who was that?
Your Honor, this is from the 406, Jamal Brown.
On page 2, Your Honor.
The court calls 2022 CRD 280D4, State of Texas versus Jamal Brown.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Pedro Haros for the State of Texas.
And who's here? Public Defender's Office?
We're set for arraignment, Judge.
I don't show an attorney listed for the defense.
Judge, if I may, Maribel Gonzalez, Pretrial Services. Mr. Brown indicated that he was going to retain his own attorney.
I'm never getting an attorney until I get out because I'm suing.
Okay, I think we had this conversation before, Mr. Brown. Have you hired an attorney?
Nope. Not until I get out.
Okay, well.
This is the second time this was done to me, once in 2016.
Well, Mr. Brown, I'm assuming you have a bail that you have not been able to meet. I'm not going to reduce your bail right now. You need to decide whether you're going to get an attorney or represent yourself. If you're going to represent yourself, which I don't suggest you do.
I'll represent myself. Because as of right now, I don't have the means. I wasn't cleared by the White House or the federal government to work due to an accident from me getting involved in working for the White House.
Mr. Brown, if you're unable to afford an attorney, you're entitled to one being appointed by the court for free.
Public and private don't mix. I'm a private citizen. Let the record reflect I am the Lord King Jamal Brown. I have proclamations on my flesh.
Look, I can allow you to represent yourself, but would you allow me to have an attorney at least explain to you the steps that you're going through right now? The first step right now is arraignment, where I'm allowed to, well, I'm requesting, would have requested your attorney to answer whether you're pleading guilty or not guilty to the charges against you.
I'm not going to plead anything for something I did not do.
Well, are you telling me that you're pleading not guilty as to the charges against you? And let me go through the charges. You have a second-degree felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a second count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, felony 2, an unlawful restraint, class A misdemeanor, and assault causing bodily injury to a household or family member, class A.
And that is exactly why I'm going to sue the state of Texas and this county most likely.
You can sue this Texas all you want, but I want to ask you if you're telling me that you're innocent of those charges, you're pleading not guilty.
I was called a murderer here last time. That was false.
All right, so Mr. Brown, you're telling me that you're not guilty of these charges that I've just read to you?
I'm not guilty.
Okay, so look, Mr. Brown, you're entitled to get dates to come back and ask the state to turn over the evidence they have against you. You can represent yourself, but it might be helpful to have an attorney explain how you do that.
No, I'm fine. I have my own billionaire lawyers once I'm free.
All right, Mr. Perez, what are the next informal dates for Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor. July 6th at 2 p.m.
Mr. Brown, also the attorney could explain to you how to file a motion for the court to consider whether or not we can reduce your bond.
You just told me that you won't reduce it. So like I said.
No, I told you I wasn't going to do it right now, but by law, you're entitled to have it considered at any time. If you think you're being held unjustly, an attorney can help you file the motions you need.
I know for a fact I'm being held unjustly.
Well,
for a fact.
But you haven't filed anything to tell me the reasons why, which is why I'm suggesting that you.
The last time I seen anyone, and then my court date was pushed back from May 3rd when I was supposed to see you before.
Well, I didn't change any of my schedule, so Mr. Brown, I'm strongly suggesting to you that you at least talk to an attorney about the steps you can take to maybe gain your freedom and prepare for trial.
No. Regardless of what you guys do, like I said last time, the feds were gonna come and they came. I saw it on the news.
Okay, Mr. Brown, I've set your case for informal hearings. Is that in custody? On July 6th, 2 p.m. You'll be brought back then. Are you sure you don't want to just talk to an attorney about the steps that are going to happen?
Judge, me being a private citizen, you already know it's just me and you here. So I'm talking to you. That's why I'm here to clear this matter up now.
No, this is not, I'm not you don't have any evidence to present to me, and I'm not going to accept any evidence right
I
now.
was told before when you guys arrested me, and I called you guys when you came and got me, that I was being held because my firearm was stolen, which was false.
Well,
every day since then, my charges have changed against me.
Mr. Brown, I've set your case for the 6th. I don't know what else I can do for you at this moment. This is not the time.
You guys unjustly do what you've been doing since, like you did against me 2016 with this same DA. I faced him before.
Well, in 2016, I was an attorney, so it wouldn't have been me.
The DA.
Well, Mr. Brown, you're not. I'm trying to get you some help so that maybe you can make some progress, but you sitting there saying you're going to represent yourself and not going to say anything is not helping your cause.
So I haven't done anything this whole time being here. Judge, you have a great day. Thank you. God bless.
All right, we'll see you on the 6th, Mr. Brown. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Guajardo. Good luck, Mr. Guajardo. So, well, maybe I ought to appoint Mr. Sosa. Yeah, keep eating and I will.
Your Honor, from the 341st, Saul Alvarado.
Page 5, Your Honor.
The court calls 2022 CRM 12-1D3 in the state of Texas versus Saul Alvarado.
Your Honor, this is my name for Mr. Alvarado. We're here on an arraignment hearing.
All right. Mr. Alvarado, you understand English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're here on arraignment. You were supposed to be here back in April the 12th, and you didn't show, which is why you're in jail. And you're here on a state jail felony possession of a controlled substance. So right now, I'm going to ask your attorney if she has an announcement for you regarding that charge.
Your Honor, at this time, my client pleads not guilty, waits for a reading of the indictment, and we ask for a pretrial setting.
The informal conference is June 2nd at 1:30 p.m.
Your Honor, also we're asking if the court would consider a reasonable bond for Mr. Alvarado.
Yeah, I want Mr. Alvarado, what was the reason for you not showing up on the 18th?
It was a hard time for me, Your Honor.
Are you in school? Are you working?
I was working and I already graduated from school. I was supposed to,
Where were you working at?
como albañil, estaba poniendo barcos así con cemento y bloques.
Are you from here, Laredo? Are you from here?
From Rio Bravo.
Rio Bravo?
Yes, sir, from Rio Bravo.
Ms. Calderon, do you have position on this? Oh,
Paul Thompson for the state, Your Honor. I just wanted to point out that he has a few other cases that are pending resolution here. I believe he's got two different evading charges, one on 8/30 of 2021 and one on 3/31 of 2021. And those two evading charges and the fact that he ran to the last one, it doesn't bode well for him showing up again. So I just would ask for a higher bond than the usual.
Ms. Brizuela, do you represent him on those other charges? The other two?
No, I don't, Your Honor. Let me just confirm if it's been assigned to our office or they're still in the process of being indicted, Your Honor.
I don't think they've been indicted yet.
So were you out on bond on those other two charges, Mr. Alvarado?
I think so, sir.
the state would request a 10,000 cash bail surety, Your Honor. Normally, we'd be okay with a PR, but given his other two cases and the fact that he's been capious for a month, that's what we're asking for.
Is there someone here from pretrial services? Because if I do let him out, I'm considering that. I do want to,
Your Honor, good afternoon. This is Ms. Contreras, pretrial.
hello, Ms. Contreras. Mr. Alvarado, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get out, but you're going to have to report twice every 2 weeks to pretrial services. I'm going to set I'll set an $8,000 bond, cash bail surety through pretrial services. With, like I mentioned, reporting every 2 weeks. You're going to have to call in. Is there a number where they can reach you?
My mom's number?
Well, hold on a second. So times 0.03. So Mr. Alvarado, basically, you're going to have to pay about $240 to get out. That's the process. That's the fee that the pretrial services is going to charge you. They'll be in contact with your family to let them know, but you're going to have to report every 2 weeks. And they'll tell you, I'll leave it to their discretion whether you have to come in person or by telephone. What's your mother's number?
956 652 4288.
Wait, a little slower and a little bit louder.
956 652
652
42
42 94
89.
89 652 4289.
Thank you, Judge.
And that's the mother's.
Yes.
So, Mr. Alvarado, I'm giving you this opportunity to get out, but you miss another court date and that's not going to happen. Does your family know you're in here? Is she going to be able to pay that to get you out?
Please, yes.
Okay. Is the 6/2 date, is that a in custody or is that a regular? Raquel?
Your Honor. What was
Yes.
that again? I apologize.
The 6/2 date, is that an in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, we may need another date because I'm giving him a chance to get out. It's not a guarantee, but an $8,000 bond through pretrial services.
Okay, Your Honor. June 30th at 8:30.
June 30th at 8:30. And Mr. Alvarado, you also have to stay in contact with your attorney. She'll help you keep track of the dates when you have to come back. And you might want to check with your other attorneys on the other two cases to see where you are. Because there's an outside chance, and there's an outside chance that the bondsmen on the other cases, if they heard that you're in jail, may have asked the court to be taken off those bonds. So you may have to deal with that, Ms. Brusuela. But it's probably pretty recent. How many days have you been in jail?
1 month already.
1 month?
Yes, I was here since last month, the 25. Yes.
Your Honor, I believe he's been in custody for 23 days.
Yeah, well, now that's probably a little bit too quick, but. All right. Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Alvarado. You need to stay out of trouble and do not miss court.
Your Honor, can I call my mom before I leave court?
Yes, Mr. Alvarado, we will call your mom.
Pretrial services is going to call your mom. That's why I asked you for the phone number. They're going to let them know. All right. Good luck. Is that it for the 341st? Oh, no, we got one more.
One more, Your Honor.
Two.
Your Honor, from the 406, Marcos Reyes, Spanish translation.
Which one, Your Honor?
The court calls 2020 CRE 319D4, the state of Texas versus Marcos Reyes Callejas.
Estamos aquí en el caso
Go ahead, go ahead.
2020 CRE 319D4 en el caso del estado de Texas en contra Marcos Reyes.
Buenas tardes, señor Reyes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Who's here for the defense? Mr. Salinas?
I believe we were appointed, Your Honor.
Okay.
I was told through the chat by,
We're here on arraignment?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I proceed?
Well, let me just let him know. Mr. Reyes, you're here for the first time on three first-degree felony counts and one count, second-degree felony charge. I want to talk to your attorney and ask him if he has an announcement for you.
Señor Reyes, estamos aquí compareciendo por la primera vez. Usted tiene un tres cargos de delitos graves en el primer grado y un delito grave en el segundo grado. Y ahora le voy a preguntar a su abogado si tiene algún anuncio en representación de usted.
Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Reyes Callejas pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our next court dates, Your Honor.
En este momento, en representación del señor Reyes, se declara no culpable. Estamos renunciando a la lectura de los cargos y estamos pidiendo la siguiente cita en la que tenga que comparecerse.
Informal pretrial set for July 6 at 2 p.m.
Su siguiente cita será la cita informal el 6 de julio a las 2 de la tarde.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Salinas.
Gracias, señor, su señoría, y gracias, señor Salinas.
All right. Nos vemos. We'll see you here back on the 6th of July, Mr. Reyes.
Entonces, señor Reyes, nos vemos el 6 de julio. Gracias. That's it, right?
Yes, you're excused.
Puede retirarse.
Sir, we're all done with Marco Reyes?
Yes.
All right, sir, we just need Jose Alberto Salinas.
No,
Was he reset?
yeah, he was reset.
Oh, apologies, sir, that's why I have scratched out. All right, then, sir. Then if I could just ask you, sir, for just 10 minutes, just to get up to the 4th floor for the next batch of inmates.
Okay. Yeah, there's only a few left. 1, 2, 3.
Your Honor, if I may, on Jose Alberto Salinas, you said he was reset. What day was that, Judge?
Marco, hold on, let me see.
Your Honor, that's the case that was transferred to the 49th. This is
Oh,
Omar
yes.
Salinas.
Oh, it was from, okay. Do we know the date?
On all his other cases, he's set for the 8th of June.
Okay,
So
Thank
they're
you.
probably gonna run it concurrent.
thanks. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'll be heading up to the 4th.
Okay, we'll stay here. If anyone needs a break, you got about 4 or 5 minutes.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes,
I have Kevin Costilla set for pre-trials at the 341st, but there's nothing to pre-try. And he is in custody. It's a murder case.
yeah, we reset that already.
Okay.
It was reset for, oh, that, yeah, we were looking for you. We forgot to tell you. On Kevin Costilla, the case was reset for jury selection on August 8th. Final pretrial for July 20th.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And then I just have one more arraignment.
Female, yeah, I think they're going to the fourth floor to get.
Yeah, she's on the fourth. She's going to be brought.
One. Alma, I don't show any other cases pending for the 49th. Alma, you there? Fausto, the arraignment, is that in the 49th or somewhere else?
No, it's at the 406. I already talked to Marcos and he said that after there's two guys that are going to be brought down, she should be the next one.
Ms. Patino, yeah, I see that. Okay.
And that's all I have, Your Honor, because you took care of the Kevin Costilla.
Alma, you back?
The judge is calling you. Alma. The judge, Judge Garcia.
Thank you, Mr. Soto.
Yes, Judge.
No, I was just about to say, I think we're done with the 49th, right?
Yes, Judge.
Did I already dismiss you all?
No, yes, you did. You told them that
Oh.
the public defenders wasn't here. It was only Fausto, and that was it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know whether I had held anybody up. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
we're done.
Now you can bring me a hamburger like Fausto was eating earlier.
It's that I take medication for the liver medication. I have to eat it with food. But I didn't eat it with when you were there, Your Honor. I did have 3 fries.
I'm going to order that you bring some for everybody next time. How are you doing, by the way? Well,
Fine. Sometimes I get a little bit confused. But other than that.
So you're back to normal.
Yeah. I was going to suggest that appoint Jeffrey Czar and Fernando Sanchez to that.
Yeah. You know, actually, I should. Mr. Sanchez.
See, he's nothing to do. He's just walking around.
Actually, he's pretty busy, surprisingly. But
Hello.
there we go. All right, let's get this knocked out.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, we have from the 341st, Carlos Daniel Flores.
Page 3.
The court calls 2019 CRD 1534D3, the state of Texas versus Carlos Daniel Flores.
Yes, Your Honor, this is Maria Rizwana for Mr. Flores. We have reached an agreement with the state in this case, Your Honor.
Excellent. Good afternoon, Mr. Flores. Do you understand English?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So based on your attorney's announcement, she's telling me that you have an agreement regarding the motion to revoke that was filed against you, the petition that was filed against you.
And Your Honor, if I may, Karina Rios for the state.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor. So the agreement is actually just to keep the MTR open and active for the time being and have him reporting every 2 weeks to probation with random drug testing and see if we can set him up for a status in 3 months to see how he's doing.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And we're going to, obviously, we're going to release him then.
Yes, Your Honor. And we just ask that it be a PR bond through pretrial services. That way he's reporting as well. And that way, if he's not reporting, it not only violates, we would, have him back in custody.
So he's going to be reporting twice every 2 weeks to pretrial services and probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Since he failed to appear for approximately since the time that he was put on probation, we do think that would be best just to keep him on track.
Permission to speak?
Go ahead, Mr. Flores.
How does that work with pretrial services?
Well, they, I mean, it's not that much different for your purposes than probation. It's just another office.
Okay.
Well, I will order, who's here for pretrial services?
Ms. Contreras, Your Honor.
Ms. Contreras, does he report in person to probation?
I did not know to probation, but to pretrial
No.
services, yes, Your Honor.
Wait, hold on. Ms. Hernandez,
Yeah, Your Honor, we would like for him to be reporting in person.
okay. So,
Am I gonna need money for this?
well, you're going to continue on your probation, which means if you had fees that were assessed when you pled out back in sometime in maybe 20 or 21, that will continue. There won't be is there additional charges for a PR bond through pretrial services?
Your Honor, if you order, yes. The fees can be waived.
Okay. Are you working, Mr. Flores?
Oh, that's why I'm asking the questions, because I was working at Taco Palenque on San Bernardo, and
Julio Garcia.
I don't have money to pay like a bond.
No, well, no, I'm going to give you a PR bond. You're going to be, in other words, you're going to sign yourself out through pretrial services, but you will, and Ms. Hernandez, I'll waive the fees, but I was going to suggest, since he's reporting in person to probation, that, are you all set up to handle at least telephone calls?
Your Honor, I was informed that they do have to report in person now.
Okay.
I will, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I was trying to make it easier for you. So, but I am going to waive the fees, which for pretrial services and the bond. So you're going to sign yourself out. You're going to continue on the probation you were before they filed the motion to revoke. And we're going to reset this case in, what did we say, 6 months?
3 months, Your Honor.
How many?
3 months if possible, Your Honor.
For a status hearing then. And Raquel?
Yes, Your Honor, September 20th at 8:30 a.m.
September what? 30th?
20th.
20th.
Your Honor, do I get released today or like?
Well, they have to submit the disposition. It's 3:30. There's a good chance you will get released, but you may have to be patient and you may not be released until the morning. Do you need for him to report to you, Ms. Hernandez?
I do, and I would, can we have a telephone number for him, Your Honor?
Is there a telephone number where they can reach you?
Mine, it's 956-308-2928.
Your Honor, and just for clarification, the MTR will remain active. He is to report every 2 weeks and random drug testing, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is Ms. Contreras. If Mr. Flores can report also to pretrial services.
Okay, and that's on the fifth floor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Flores, if you get out today, it'll be after 5. So you'll have to report first thing in the morning to both places tomorrow. And obviously, if you get released tomorrow,
I go to
go
pretrial.
immediately to both, pretrial services and the probation.
Probation is on the south side still, right? South side probation, or is it?
You're on mute, Ms. Hernandez.
Sorry, Your Honor. Yes, he can report to the one downtown and we'll give him instructions after.
Okay, thank you.
But pretrial services is here at the courthouse on the 5th floor.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Just to verify the PR amount on the bond, there won't be any?
What did I say? 4,000.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, this is Ms. Contreras, pretrial services, and this is on Carlos Daniel Flores. For clarification, Mr. Flores is going to be released through pretrial services on PR bond with bond fees waived, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that is all we have. May we be excused?
Yes, anyone associated with the 341st, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah.
Your Honor, just 1 minute for the next inmate, please. What was your name?
Ortega.
406, Your Honor, Jesse Ortega.
The court calls 2021 CRM 624D4, the state of Texas versus Jesse Ortega. Good afternoon, Ms. Ortega. You understand English?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're here because the state filed a petition saying that you violated some of the conditions of your probation. What I'm going to do is ask your attorney if he has an announcement for you regarding those allegations. Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Ms. Ortega pleads not true to the conditions alleged. We waive the reading of the state's motion and we request a final hearing date, Your Honor.
Mr. Perez?
That will be June 8th, Your Honor, at 8:30.
Got it. All right, anything else?
That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Hey, Ms. Ortega, you'll be back for the final hearing. The judge will, at that time will decide what to do with your case on the 8th.
Sir, I wanted to ask if I can be if I can have a PR bond. I mean, I know I accept responsibility for not for my mistakes and all, but my son graduates on Friday from 5th grade, and I would really like to be there for his graduation. I mean, you don't get these moments. I really, really would appreciate if I can get PR bond, or at least get released for Friday, and I'll turn myself back in. I've been here 20 days already. I mean, I know that I signed for like to be reporting. I know I failed, and I know I did wrong. I just would really appreciate if I can please get a bond, or so I can just be there for my son, and then afterwards I will turn myself in, and I'll turn myself back in. I don't know how, this is my first time being on probation. I haven't been in trouble in 13 years, so I don't know how this stuff works, but I ask you if I may, please.
Mr. Thompson, do you have a position on this request?
Yes, I'm appearing for ADA Soto. The state has no objection to a PR bond in this case.
Judge, this is Maribel Gonzalez, Pretrial Services. She does have a federal hold violation. I don't know if that's already taken care of. And she has a customs hold.
Wait, is this Jesse Ortega, Your Honor?
Oh, I'm so sorry. No.
Okay.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. So if she gets out, how often was she reporting to probation? Ms. Hernandez?
She was to be reporting on a monthly basis, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just for the record, she's also in there for a new charge on a misdemeanor.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, correction. She was to report bi-weekly.
Okay. And has the misdemeanor been assigned to a court?
No, it's a pre-file.
It's a
Still
pretrial?
at the JP level, Your Honor. And I believe she has,
She has a 2,000 cash bail surety.
Oh, okay, look, so she's reporting, and I was going to suggest that she start reporting bi-weekly, but that's what she's supposed to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was the allegations? How many conditions are being alleged?
Condition number 4, the failure to report. Condition number 10, and condition 19, the drug offender education program, and the drug court program, Your Honor.
Your Honor, and I also believe that this might be it should be a motion to adjudicate. I believe she was granted deferred adjudication, if I'm not mistaken.
No, she's adjudicated.
She was adjudicated?
Yes.
Okay.
So okay, so we'll figure this out then how would this affect the final pretrial, the final hearing date? Is the 8th of June an in custody?
That is correct, Your Honor. And I believe there was an order of deferred adjudication, Your Honor, that was signed by Judge Hale. Oh, but Judge Palomo, I believe. I apologize.
That's correct, Your Honor. I'm sorry about that. I'm going through the notes, and that's correct.
All right, so Ms. Ortega, we're going to give you an opportunity to get out on a PR bond.
So much, I really appreciate it.
And Marco, so does the final pretrial date, I mean, the final hearing date change?
Yes, sir.
Now, you understand that have you paid for the, you have a bond for the Class A, has that been taken care of?
No, not yet.
And that was on a warrant, probably, Mr. Salinas, which is why you said it was at the JP level?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's still at the magistrate level then?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ms. Contreras? Pretrial?
It's Maribel Gonzalez, Judge.
I'm sorry, Ms. Gonzalez.
That's fine.
So you should still have access to the Class A misdemeanor is set up through, it's still pretrial, it's still under the magistrate level.
Yes.
Okay, so my own motion, can you put the notes down, and if I need to sign something, prepare, I guess I have to report it. Ms. Ortega, I'm going to change the 2,000 cash bail surety bond to a PR bond for the Class A misdemeanor. And I'm also going to grant you a PR bond on pending your final hearing date for your motion to revoke. And I'm going to set another $2,000 PR bond on the motion to revoke. The final hearing date, Mr. Perez?
June 20th, Your Honor, at 9 a.m.
The PR bond be through pretrial services?
Yes. And I won't be waiving the fees on this one.
Judge, the one for mag level, it's also 2,000 PR, right?
But yeah, but that's just a regular PR bond.
Regular PR, okay.
Just a regular, no, not through pretrial.
Okay.
I don't know that it matters, but. I'm getting a call from the 406. No, never mind. All right, Ms. Ortega, I'm giving you a huge break here. You're going to be back in court on June 20th at 9 a.m. for the final hearing, so you can answer to Judge Hale regarding the allegations that were made against you today, or that were filed in the petition that we're discussing today. Do you have any questions?
No, I should be getting released today.
If it's going to be close, but maybe you're going to have to be patient. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. Does she need to report to pretrial as soon as you're released? Though, if you're released today, you need to report to pretrial services tomorrow morning. If you're released tomorrow morning, you need to go straight to pretrial services.
Judge, since you ordered it through pretrial services, we do need a contact number to call the family so they can come and pay the 3%.
And Your Honor, if I may, we were just going to request if Ms. Ortega would be allowed to make a payment plan on that, to be able to be released and then to make payments on it.
I don't think they do that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Gonzalez.
If we can work something out, whether she can pay us after she's released, Judge, but she just signs a contract.
It's $60, Mr. Salinas, 3%.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll leave it in your capable hands, Ms. Gonzalez.
If I can just have a number.
A number where they can reach the family, Ms. Ortega?
956-482-94 6-7.
And this is who?
My husband.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
can Ms. Ortega be court ordered to report to the probation office as well as soon as she is released?
Okay, yes. So you'll need to report to both offices, Ms. Ortega, to pretrial services here at the courthouse and the probation. You all have two offices, don't you?
I know one's on Juarez Street and the other one's gonna be on the 5th floor.
Yeah, pretrial services is on the 5th floor. And Ms. Hernandez, you're at the Juarez address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you'll be ordered to report to both of those places as soon as you're released, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck, Ms. Ortega. You really do need to stay out of trouble. And more importantly, don't miss the court date on the 20th.
Sir, I really appreciate you giving me this chance.
All right, I hope you take advantage of it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's get Mr. Sosa out of here.
Your Honor, from the 406, Mayra Flores.
That's not her.
What?
There's only one left after that, Mr. Sosa. So you're next. Court calls 2021 CRM 1158 D4, State of Texas versus Mayra Flores.
Sí.
Buenas tardes, señora Flores.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
¿Prefieren español? You prefer in Spanish? Okay.
Yes.
Who's here for the pub? Mr. Salinas, is your case?
I believe we were appointed, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Flores, you're here on your initial appearance on two charges, a Class A misdemeanor and a state jail felony. I'm going to ask your attorney if he has an announcement for you.
Sí, en este momento, señora Flores, esta es su primera vez que usted está compareciendo en varios cargos. Es una clase A, delito menor, y un delito grave estatal. Y ahora le voy a pedir a su abogado que le está representando si tiene algo que decir en representación de usted.
I appreciate, Your Honor.
You may.
At this time, Ms. Flores pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our next court dates, Your Honor.
Sí, en este momento mi cliente se declara no culpable. Renunciamos a la lectura de los cargos y estamos pidiendo la siguiente cita.
Informal set for July 6th at 2 p.m.
Tenemos su cita informal para el 6 de julio a las 2 de la tarde.
¿Mande? No, no entendí. ¿Qué dijo?
I didn't understand.
No entendí. Disculpe.
I didn't understand. I'm sorry.
Can you repeat your announcement, Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Ms. Flores pleads not guilty. We waive the reading of the indictment and we request our next court dates, Your Honor.
De parte de su abogado, el señor Salinas, él acaba de indicar que usted se declara no culpable, está renunciando a la lectura de los cargos y estamos pidiendo la siguiente cita.
No, es que yo quería, yo quiero que me den una fianza para salir. Es que yo no me di cuenta de la corte porque mi papá me fue para México. Mi papá se enfermó, le dio una embolia y estaba cuidándolo y yo no me di cuenta de eso, por eso, si no, yo hubiera asistido a la corte.
No, it's because I want a bond in order to get out. It's because I was with my daddy. We went to Mexico. He was sick, and that's the reason I missed court.
Yo me hubiera presentado a la corte si yo hubiera sabido de la corte, pero me fui a México y mi papá se enfermó. Como le repito, yo estaba esperando hoy una fianza para poder salir y yo me presento. O sea,
Yes, I would have gone to court, but I was in Mexico, like I said, because he was sick, and I wanted to see if I can get a bond in order to get out.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
I believe she does have a bond through pretrial services. My note shows that she has an $11,000 bond through pretrial services. And also she does have an immigration or a federal hold, Your Honor.
Un anuncio de parte de su abogado. En este momento mi expediente me está mostrando que usted sí tiene una fianza de $11,000 mediante el Departamento de Servicios previo al juicio, pero también tiene una orden de retención migratoria federal.
Sí.
Yes.
Y ahí, o sea, ¿qué es lo que puedo hacer con eso? Si me tengo que quedar aquí en prisión hasta esperar a la migración o acepto la fianza y me deportan. O sea, yo
So yes, what can I do? Do I have to wait here in order to go to immigration, or do I go through the bond and then get deported or get out?
If you are going to be released on a bond, the jail is required to notify the federal agency, and they will pick you up and take you in front of a federal judge to see what you have pending.
Si usted va a depositar si usted va a depositar la fianza, entonces la cárcel tiene que comunicarse con los federales para que la vengan a recoger, y luego usted se va a tener que presentar frente a un juez federal para ver los cargos que tiene pendiente con ellos.
It's possible that you may have an immigration hold.
Y es posible que usted tenga una orden de retención migratoria.
sí, tengo que pagar una fianza de ¿cuánto me dijo?
Yes, I have to pay a bond of, how much did you say?
The bond is 11,000, but it's 3% through pretrial services.
La fianza es de $11,000, pero es el 3% mediante el Departamento de Servicios previo al juicio.
That's $330.
Entonces serían $330.
Sí, si pago la fianza puedo y luego ustedes le van a hablar a la migración y tengo que ir, pero ahorita ya no tengo, me había dicho el oficial que no tenía cortes federal, o sea, cargos federales. Solo más tenía que esperar a que viniera la migración por mí para la deportación.
So then I have to pay, and then you're going to call immigration because the officer told me I didn't have any federal charges, only the immigration to get deported.
Well, then they'll deport you, but you will not be released. And they may come for you tomorrow. But usually if they know that you're being released on state charges, they come and pick you up immediately. That's what they do.
Bueno, entonces la van a deportar, pero usted no va a poder salir. Puede que ellos vayan a venir a recogerla de inmediato. Usualmente cuando usted tiene cargos estatales, ellos vienen inmediatamente por usted.
Si pago la fianza, si me dictan en la fianza el día de hoy y ellos van a hablar a migración y para deportarme.
Sí.
So if I pay the bond today, are they going to call immigration to deport me?
No, they'll call immigration that you're scheduled to be released, and they'll come pick you up.
No, ellos van a hablar a inmigración que usted ya está lista para salir y luego ellos van a venir por usted.
Ok, y él no sabe si el tiempo, ¿verdad? No, pues quiero que me pongan la fianza y pueden hablar la migración para mi deportación. Ellos.
Ya tiene la fianza, pero no se ha pagado. Eso es el problema.
Es que mi familia ya la iba a pagar, nada más que me dijeron que me tenía que esperar a la corte.
My family was going to pay, but they said that I needed to wait for the court.
No. El momento que se paga la fianza, le van a avisar a la agencia federal que te van a dejar ir, y es cuando ellos vienen y si te van a deportar, te van a deportar. ¿Ok?
Entonces ahorita si la depositan la fianza, ya nada más les llaman y espero que ellos vengan por mí.
Sí.
So then if I pay the bond, and they're going to let them know, and they're going to come for me. Sí.
You need to understand that the state charges will remain pending, though.
Usted tiene que entender que estos cargos estatales van a estar pendientes como quiera.
Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anything further?
Judge, if I can have a number, please, to contact the family.
Okay.
¿Se podría tener un número de teléfono para contactar a su familia?
Es 956-413-0528.
It's 956-413-0528.
Thank you.
Gracias.
There's nothing more from the defense, Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Salinas. Buena suerte, señora Flores.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
And
July 6th at 2 p.m., Your Honor, for informal.
Oh. Ms. Patino, Gloria, Anali Patino?
Your Honor, Annalie Glory Patino, 406.
Good afternoon, Ms. Patino. The court calls 2020 CRO 320D4. And Ms. Patino, you're here because you're on your first appearance on 3 charges, a state jail felony, a Class A misdemeanor, and a second Class A misdemeanor. You're here with your attorney, Mr. Sosa. I'm going to ask him if he has an announcement regarding the charges against you for you, okay?
Yes, sir. At this time, we enter a plea of not guilty to all of the allegations contained in the indictment, request trial by jury, and ask that prompt settings be had on this case.
Informals on July 6th, Mr. Perez?
That is correct, Your Honor. July 6th at 2 p.m.
All right. Anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. She's there for these cases.
Honor, just for the record, she's in there for a misdemeanor case. On County Court Law number 2.
On a capias?
You broke up.
It's on a CCL2 case. I have the case number.
Is it a capias?
Not sure. I can give you the case number 2021 CRB 128 L1. He's not in custody for these charges.
L1 is County Court Law 1.
I know, but I didn't hear the first part. Did you say there's a capias pending?
I'm not sure.
Judge, if I may, apparently she's gonna go to a long-term facility from CCL 1.
Oh, okay.
It's a DWI case.
You know, for some reason, the name rings a bell. Were you in the DWI
Yes,
court program?
yeah, the drug court program sent me to rehab.
Okay. So, oh, okay, that's on a different charge. Okay, well, you'll have to work it out with Mr. Sosa.
That's fine, Your Honor. We'll take care of it.
All right. Anything further then? I think we're done. Thank you, everyone. We're done.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, Ms. Patino. Everyone's excused. Thank you.
Ms. Patino, have your father call me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Sosa.